Hello and welcome. Sorry about that break. I had some trouble capturing the audio for this game and actually have to just capture the display. Yay for streaming GOG games. But hello and welcome to Kato Sepp's stream. To not video game of the day, but Kato Sepp's stream. And I've got Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition here. And I just want to shut up for a moment and show you guys the awesome intro cutscene. We are not playing Siege of Dragonspear. We are actually going to play the main game, Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition. So I'll shut up. Ah, sick. I love that. I love that cutscene. Hey, and as always, if you've been here before, you know that I have audio problems pretty much every single stream. No matter how much testing I do, I will spend like an hour beforehand testing the audio and making sure everything's good, but I will inevitably screw something up. So, as always, let me know in the chat if you can't hear something, if you can't hear the game, can't hear me, whatever, I can adjust the audio. So just let me know. But, yeah, so this is Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition. If you have played the original, you might know that it had a very different intro cutscene. Same, like, everything sounds good. Oh my gosh, we're breaking the curse! Yes! Yeah, it had a very different kind of cutscene. It was the same content, but it looked very different. It was done in, like, kind of a FMV 90s style. And when they made the Enhanced Edition in 2012 later, they found that they didn't have the original cutscene files, so they couldn't blow it up to 1080p without making it look really awkward. And you'll see that mods of the original game also deal with that same issue. So a lot of times the mods, even if you have widescreen mods and 1080p mods and all this stuff, they'll still have the cutscene in like this really small window. So for this, they redid it with kind of that like comic booky style, like motion comics, I think is the style. I don't know. Some people prefer the original. I like them both. I think they're both really great in their own ways. I think the new cutscenes look cool too. So anyway, let's get started. So if you've played any kind of D&D game before, you know that the beginning is always kind of the crunchiest, the part where you have to make a character. And I always find these really awkward the first time you're ever playing a game, because even if you fully understand like D&D 2nd edition, even if you have a great understanding of all the systems, all the mechanics, it's still really hard to make a character when you have no idea what the game is going to actually throw at you. There are so many ways, especially in D&D, to make a character that does not fit the campaign at all. In no way. You put all your proficiency points into a weapon that like never shows up. It really sucks. So I always find these kind of awkward. So I highly recommend, if you've never played this game before and you're interested in playing Baldur's Gate, seeing the beginnings of the series, look up guides. Like, just do it for the character. You know, there's builds and suggestions for what kind of character to make. And just check that out, especially because you're going to get party members very soon that are certain classes. Like in this game, we get Imoen like pretty much right away, who is a rogue. So making your main character a rogue, it kind of causes a lot of issues really early in the game. I mean, you can do it and then just dump Imoen as soon as you get more party members, but it's awkward. So anyway, let's make somebody. I'm gonna pick a dude because I'm a dude. Yeah, so these are some of the portraits that came with the original game, and then I think they added some, Beamdog did, for the enhanced edition. They are so awkward. I just want to like scroll through. I love this guy. I'm probably picking this one. I'm not gonna lie to you, but just look at that face. That is the face that screams world-saving hero, right? Like it's so weird. How many times have I played this? I have fully completed this game. I think only once before, but I've played good chunks of it like 3 or 4 times. I think only the one time I went through like the whole story and the expansion. Yeah, so a few times. And my first playthrough, I know, right? These portraits are fantastic. I'm just gonna scroll through these when I'm talking. I did start off playing the original game, not the enhanced edition. I've actually never played all the way through the enhanced edition. So I'll be interested to see. I don't know if we're gonna finish the whole game on stream. It's like a 100-hour game, so we'd be streaming for a long time. You can never pick this one. This is weird. This is actually really weird. This game lets you pick profile pictures that are actually used by the party members in game. So like this is Minsk, who's you may have heard of as one of the most popular companions in this game. But like, how weird would it be to pick this as your main character's profile picture, and then meet a character that has the exact same profile picture? It's super weird. And several of these, like this guy is another party member. I don't remember if that dude is. Several of these. This guy is a party member. This dude, I don't know. It's super weird. I'm pretty sure this is the main bad guy. Like, maybe I'm wrong about that. I could be wrong. It's been a long time, but I don't know. It's weird. I'm pretty sure this is a party member. Yeah, I don't know. It's super wonky. These are bizarre. You can add custom, which is nice. And this is, I think, Minsk from Baldur's Gate 2. And then there's just like a complete change in art style. I'm fairly certain this is Enhanced Edition added portraits that just changed the art style completely. I don't know. These are weird. They're really strange. I'm not sure what they were going for, because it's cool to have different art styles, but then it's not going to match the art styles of any other party members' portraits, because you can't change their portraits. So I don't know. So yeah, that's all of them. I'm gonna pick this dude. I feel like this dude is our world-saving hero. That's how this is gonna go. So, if you're familiar with 5e, I know a lot of people have learned Dungeons and Dragons through 5th edition, myself included, but previous editions actually would lock your class choices to certain races. 2nd edition is no exception to that. So you'll see like humans don't get any bonuses, but they are actually allowed to advance as any class and are the only race that can dual class. Humans may not multi-class. There's a difference in 2nd edition between dual classing and multi-classing, basically, and I always forget which is which, but one of them is basically you start as one class, so you might start as a fighter, and that at a certain point that you choose, you start taking levels in another class, but then that first class is locked off. You can never advance again in that class. You take like 5 levels in fighter, and then you are a mage forever. And the other one is you are leveling up both classes simultaneously, but it takes significantly more experience to do so. So you're going to level up way slower, but every time you level up, you actually get a level in both classes that you have picked from the beginning. And both of these options, I believe you have to choose at the beginning, like when you create your character. I don't think you can change your mind afterwards. I could be wrong about that first option. Maybe you can do that later. But yeah, so every other race, like, you can only be certain classes. So let's actually just take a look. I don't think I want to be human, but let's take a look at like what options there are. So yeah, you'll see like you'll probably recognize a lot of these if you're familiar with any edition of D&D. You've got your standard fighter. I think there's a barbarian. Yeah, there's a barbarian subclass of fighter. You got your ranger, paladin, cleric. Yeah, druids, mage, which is just a wizard. I don't know why they, in original like AD&D, this was literally called magic user, and that was the only mage you could be. Now there's like, bard. I think bard was actually added later in AD&D, and sorcerer and stuff, but they still call it mage. But it's wizard. You have a spell book. You put spells into your spell book. Shaman is a class they actually added into Enhanced Edition. It was not in the original game. And I don't fully know how this works. I think it's kind of like you summon spirits into yourself, and like they almost possess you and you use their abilities. So it's like a magic class. It's a specific kind of magic class. I've never played as it. I think it might be in 3rd edition or 3.5, but I don't know that for a fact. I know it's not in 5th edition. They don't have shamans. And I don't know. Yeah, they don't have a subclass, so it's just shaman. Yeah, monk. You can punch stuff. So in this game, shaman does sound... It sounds really cool. I don't know how good it is. Maybe we'll pick that. Let me see if anyone else can even be a shaman. I don't know if anyone else can. Okay, half elf can. I don't know. What do they have? What do they have? I'm gonna look at them. I was thinking about playing an archer just because ranged weapons in this game. If you've never played it, play with ranged weapons because it's really, really overpowered. You can actually, if you're really good at microing your characters, you can actually kite enemies pretty much through the entire game because they don't react fast enough to really be able to respond to that. So they have like armor. Yeah, I mean, armor restrictions are pretty common for mages. Can't equip shields. Jeez, they have really specific weapons and stuff. Yeah, so weapons, if you've ever played Pathfinder, they have a system where you become, you have different levels of proficiency in weapons, and it gives you different bonuses. So 2nd edition was very similar to that. 5th edition just has, you either are proficient or you're not. But that's what these means, is it means you can only be so good with a weapon. May cast druid spells, so you just get druid spells. Select new spells. So druids always have access to all of their spells, and they just gain spell slots every level. It looks like this, you actually have to select which spells from the list you can learn, which they can cast daily without memorization. So you don't have to prepare specific ones, but you like pick when you level up. You don't have to choose like each day which ones you have access to and how many. That's kind of neat. 2nd edition has this dumb system, and I'll show it to you later, but where you have to pick you'll get like six first level spell slots, and you have to choose like, I want 3 uses of cure wounds, I want like 1 use of magic missile or whatever. You have to be really specific with what you select. So that's kind of neat that you don't have to memorize spells. Oh, and then there are shaman-specific ones. Spirit Ward, Writhing Fog, Spiritual Clarity. I don't know what any of these do, but that's neat. Gains use of the Detect Illusion. 4 points per level, okay. I don't know if there's any, like, illusions in this game, so I'm not really sure what the use of that is. I don't know. Shamanic Dance. So while you're doing this, you take a -4 to AC. You can't move, attack, cast spells, or anything. So you're like summoning spirits. You're trying to summon spirits, and you have a chance that it'll succeed. Okay. You'll get like minor. Oh, cool. Yeah. Okay. So you're like a summoner. Yeah. You have to like stop what you're doing, and you can hope to summon different animals. That's neat. So this would be really cool, I feel like, if we're going to go to Baldur's Gate 2. Because part of the problem when you select classes for this first game is you have a level cap. The most you could ever get to is usually around level 7. Classes level up at different rates. So there are some classes that can level up to, like, I think 10. But most classes are level 7 or 8. And that's the most you can ever get in the first game. So I don't know, the most we'd ever be able to do is Bear, Panther, Boar. So I feel like we might want to find a shaman companion. I don't think I want the main character to be a shaman. That might be really difficult early on. Can't dual class or multi-class. See, that was one of the nice things with the enhanced editions is they do try and tell you those things in advance. That like, hey, this is not going to make a difference in this game. It'll only make a difference if you bring this character into the second game. So yeah, let's find a companion shaman. Let's not make our main guy a shaman. I'm thinking we'll stick with Archer because Archer is really good for this game. And we'll find companions with other classes, and I'll show you those too. So we'll look at magic and everything. But I just think, for a while, like the first little area, you don't have any teammates. It's really difficult to be a mage really early on. And actually, the first time I played this game, I died in the first major area several times just because I didn't know how to make a class. I didn't know how combat worked. And it's not incredibly easy or forgiving. So let's do that. Alignments are also restricted based on your class and your race in 2nd edition. They were really restrictive about what you could do. A big part of 5th edition D&D and a lot of modern tabletop RPG, Pathfinder does this too, is they remove like all those restrictions so that you can be whoever you want to be. But I think right now we're restricted because we're a ranger. It's like you have to be good because for some reason rangers can't be evil. I don't know why that would be, but let's be neutral. We don't have a side. We're Geralt. Okay. So this game, when you roll stats, it's really dumb. I wish they hadn't done this. I wish they'd removed this, but this was how the original game worked, where when you click abilities, it will roll up numbers for you, and it will give you the total roll. So like 83, and you can adjust these. You can change these, but this number stays the same. This is the total that you rolled, and you can re-roll and try and get different numbers. See, we got like an 89 there, and it varies drastically. So a lot of times if you're playing this and you're really trying to like make a really solid character, you have to just click this forever. And you can get potentially, there's like 93. You know what? Screw it. We're gonna keep that 93 because I want that. But you can store and recall. I don't think that was in the original, which makes it a little bit easier to do, because then you can like take a good number, re-roll, and then just like, oh, I'm not getting better ones, so I can just recall the one I saved. It's just, I don't know, it's weird. Like, if you're gonna let people just re-roll until they get a good number, why not just let them select a good number? Why? I don't know, it seems weird. Alright, anyway, I'm talking a lot. And this is like the crunchiest part. I know it's just a lot to take in, and we'll kind of go over what a lot of this means later. So if we're gonna be an archer, I don't think wisdom makes any difference to us. So I want to max out dexterity. I don't think intelligence matters at all. If you have your intelligence too low, you can't read, which is really fun. But let's make sure our main character can read. The best things for an archer are these first three. And then the main character, charisma, is pretty helpful. At least I think. I'm trying to remember if charisma makes much difference in this one. It does in a lot of the Infinity Engine games. Okay. Let's just... Yeah, I mean, these are super good stats. We should be fine. I don't know why this has a minimum of 14. That's super high. I don't know why it'd even be necessary. I don't think wisdom makes any difference for an archer. But whatever. Yeah, and strength is just so we can carry stuff. There is a really powerful bow that you have to have a certain amount of strength for. So that'll help us out later. Yeah, we're just gonna stick with that. These are the proficiencies I was talking about. This is literally just, you pick specifically which weapons you want to be good at. So we're gonna be an archer, so let's go longbow. Since we're level 1, we can only go so high. We do have the potential of being a grandmaster, but right now we can only be specialized. And this is really the only one that really matters for us. We'll put one in longsword just so that we have options for melee if we need. Especially really early in the game, we'll probably need to go melee sometimes. And then, I don't know, I don't think anything else really matters. What do we want? Darts? How's darts? Cool. We're gonna be good with darts. The most useful weapon in all of D&D. Racial enemy, if you played any edition of D&D, Rangers pick this. This is awkward in this game, because the hardest enemies in both Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 are humans. You can't obviously pick humans as a racial enemy. Dragons are really tough, but I think there's only one across both games. I don't think it's in the first game. So it'd be nice for that one battle, but I don't think it matters literally any other time in the entire game. But then the enemies that are super common, like gibberlings or kobolds, like even hobgoblins, why do you even bother? Why do you need a racial bonus for an enemy that you kill in one shot? What's the point? So I usually pick something middle ground if I'm gonna go a ranger. Troll sounds good. I do think all those enemies show up at least once in like across both games. If you're just gonna play Baldur's Gate 1 though, again, I'd check a guide like to see what would be useful. In appearance, pink hair, pink skin, and what do you think? Green? Oh, what a good look. Oh, green and yellow. That is a good look for an archer. Yeah? Yeah? There we go. This one's my favorite.
Time for a bit of the rough and tumble. I'll lead him well.
He is. He's our hero. He's our world-saving hero.
Onward.
Yay. So you can pick any voice. I used to find this weird, but actually nowadays, I think it's kind of cool that you can pick a female or male voice regardless of the gender that you picked for your character. And this was in the original too. You could pick any voice you wanted. It doesn't matter. It doesn't restrict them. It'll, restrict your class based on your race, but not your voice. You can be whatever voice you want. Whatever.
Time for a bit of the rough and tumble.
Yeah, so we're totally gonna be that. That's gonna be our voice. What are we? Catman. We're gonna be like the superhero archer, Catman. All right, our hero ventures forth. I'm gonna pick core rules just because I'm pretty familiar with the game. It's still a really hard game, and we may have to lower it later on. I would say if you're first starting out, if you've never played like 2nd edition D&D or you've never played Baldur's Gate, whatever, pick normal. It's much better for first time. Yeah, just as you're like learning all the mechanics, learning spells and like what they do and what's useful and not. And it's just kind of nice because party members cannot permanently die, which is totally a thing that happens in this game. If whenever your characters hit 0, there's a chance that they will die like outright and you cannot bring them back. So, hey Firebug, how you doing? And there's easy and story mode and all that stuff. If you play like Legacy of Ball, I don't even know. I would love to see somebody do that and like actually be able to complete this game. I don't even see how that's possible, but whatever.
Nestled atop the cliffs that rise from the Sword Coast, the citadel of Candlekeep houses the finest and most comprehensive collection of writings on the face of Faerun. It is an imposing fortress, kept in strict isolation from the intrigues that occasionally plague the rest of the Forgotten Realms. It is secluded, highly regimented, and it is home. Within these hallowed halls of knowledge, your story begins. You have spent most of your 20 years of life within this keep's austere walls, under the tutelage of the sage Gorion. Acting as your father, he has raised you on 1,000 tales of heroes and monsters, lovers and infidels, battles and tragedies. However, one story was always left untold, that of your true heritage. You have been told that you are an orphan, but your past is largely unknown. Lately, Gorion has been growing distant from you, as if some grave matter weighs heavily on his heart. You have asked about his concerns as gently as possible, but your queries have been in vain. Your sole comfort is the knowledge that he is a wise man, and you know he will tell you when the time is right. Nonetheless, his silence is troubling, and you cannot help but feel that something is terribly wrong. Today, Gorion has appeared more agitated than ever, and now he has uncharacteristically interrupted your chores in the middle of the day, imparting hurried instructions for you to equip yourself for travel. He has handed you what gold he can spare, but given no clue as to why. Nevertheless, you now stand before the Candlekeep Inn, ready to purchase what you need for an unplanned and unexpected journey.
I love that narration. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt it. Yeah, Firebug, I totally agree. I don't know if you've been getting hit by the smoke clouds as well. Yeah, we've had... Our skies are orange now. If you've been paying attention to the news at all, you know that a lot of the west coast of the U.S. is like burning up. And yeah, we're no exception. But we got air purifiers in here, so we're doing all right. This is Baldur's Gate. I find it super weird that you can actually write a biography for your character. It gives you that option. Let me see if I can. I don't remember any of the hotkeys for this. Yeah, biography. So like, you can edit all this. Oh, weird. It actually pre-writes this for you. That's weird. The original didn't do it. It just would have nothing if you didn't write something. But you can edit this when you make a character, and you might not have any idea what the story actually is. So you might write something that makes absolutely no sense. One of the voices is like an elderly person, which is super weird that you're an elderly person who's been taken in by Gorion as his ward. It's just, I don't know. It gives you the freedom to do whatever you want, but almost to like a bad extent. Yeah, you live in Southwest Washington. Yeah, so you're probably getting hit a little bit harder than I am. I'm up by closer to Seattle, still south of it, but not by much. Yeah, it's been brutal. It's been really ugly out.
Hello, child.
Hello.
Continue your lessons.
Yes, teach me how to play the game. Thank you. I'm not gonna listen to him. This part is brutal if you're really trying to learn the game. Like, talk about old school game mechanics where you just have to sit and listen to people talk to you. They don't show you how it works, they just lecture you. It's atrocious. But I mean, kind of necessary because these games are really difficult to play. Oh yes, I'm back within the hallowed halls of Candlekeep. With this iron crisis upon us, the trip from Baragost was more hazardous than I care to relate. You're Gorian's ward, aren't you? My, you have come into your own. If you would permit an old man jealous of youth to say so. I left an identify scroll with Tethteril in the inner grounds. He should be done examining it by now, so if you could fetch it for me, I'd be grateful. Cool. So we can talk to this dude and buy some stuff.
My hotel's as clean as an elven arse.
Cool. That is quite the endorsement when you hear that an inn is as clean as somebody's ass. But you know what? Sweet. Well, come to visit your old pal Winthrop, have you? Well, don't forget the 10,000 gold piece book entrance fee as per Candlekeep's custom, don't you know? You can just insult him horribly. That's outrageous! What kind of fool do you take me for? Stuff your inn and stuff your company! Oh my gosh. Yeah, we're gonna scream at him. What a jerk! Ever the humorless brat you always were. Oh man, it's but for the reputation of your father that I give ye endless chances to redeem your manner. I will tolerate ye here today, but bother me not. Oh no, will he not?
My hotel's as clean as an elven arse.
Okay, I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't think he'll sell me things. He will, okay. That would really suck if you can't buy stuff from him. So here's the longbow. I don't know why I can't use it. Requires 18 strength? Crap. Okay, we don't have enough strength to use it. That's gonna suck. Okay, well, we'll just use the longbow for right now. I guess I'll deal with that later. Oh, that's brutal. I thought you just needed like 15 or something. All right, buy some arrows. Yeah. Arrows and bolts and stuff are super cheap, but you do have to maintain them, so it's worth keeping that in mind. It's nice that it does tell you what you can and can't equip. I don't think the original did that. So it wouldn't like highlight or dim down items, which was brutal when you're trying to figure out what you can use and how to play this game. Where's my money? How do I know how much money I have? I don't even see. I don't see. Is that how much money I have? 15? No. I don't know. Whatever. I don't think I have leather armor. Let me actually check before I buy more stuff. Yeah, I don't have anything. I'm like just naked. I'm just running around in the nude here in Candlekeep. That's cool.
My hotel's as clean as an elven arse.
Sure. All right. I think I can use leather armor, so we'll do that. I can use a shield, but there's no point because I'm going to be using a bow, which is two-handed. So there's no point in buying a shield, not really. Yeah, I mean, we'll buy a helmet. It protects against critical hits, but it doesn't actually improve your armor at all. But it's only 1 gold, so why not? I'm trying to think. I don't think we can buy a long sword still. Yeah, I don't have enough money. I guess that is how much money I have. 15. Okay. Oh, is that too much? No. I'm good. Okay, never mind. I was like, oh, I don't know if I can buy it all. All right. Okay. Let me, here's another lesson in 2nd edition, which is going to throw off a lot of people. It does help to have the enhanced edition again, because it does give you, you'll notice with armor class, it says current 6, new 4, and 4 is green. Now, if you were like me, or like I think anybody who has ever played an RPG ever, you were like, oh, armor, I want a higher number armor, because that makes sense. Even modern D&D works that way. Actually, everything since 3rd edition has. But this is not 3rd edition or newer, this is 2nd edition. And for whatever reason, armor class, you actually want it to be as low as possible. In fact, it will get into the negative numbers, and you want that. You want negative number armor. And it has to do with how dice are rolled and how that kind of functions in 2nd edition. It's total nonsense, but that's how it works. Lower armor class is better. So you'll see things like with this, it says, 8 and then 10 versus piercing and missile. So what this is saying is that your armor class of 8 without any bonuses or anything, that's what it is normally, but it's actually weaker against piercing and missile. You have 10 against like arrows and slings and stuff. Because D&D, because 2nd edition. That's not even close to the craziest thing we'll talk about. You'll see Thaco over here. We'll talk about that later. Thaco is the dumbest thing in all of D&D, and no other edition of D&D uses it because it's insane and needlessly complicated. In fact, I was just reading a thing. Thanks, Winthrop. It's always just great to hear. I was actually hearing something recently that Thaco was, when it was designed, it was never actually intended to be published. It was never intended to be used as an actual in-game concept. It was just a way that they were, the designers and stuff were balancing combat encounters. It's just totally insane. Anyway, let's talk to some people.
A pleasure to meet a socially acceptable person such as yourself.
She says it's a pleasure, but she actually says, I'd prefer if you leave me alone. Thanks.
No time to chit-chat.
Step up to the heat, young one. You'll need a good fire to warm the chill stares of these monks. Hey, Nate, how you doing? To warm the chill stares of these monks. Most inhospitable they are. Isn't that so, Lovey? 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 Is that her name? Oh, now she's willing to talk to us. Oh, yes, darling. They are most standoffish. I mean, you can just, like... None of these people you're ever going to see again, so it doesn't really matter what you say to any of these people. Oh, okay. No worries. Yeah, watch your tongue. So you can defend them. You'll notice that the dialogue options are... they're good. They're a lot more than you normally see with most modern RPGs, but they're definitely not as involved as you might have heard like Planescape Torment is, or recent games like Disco Elysium. They're not nearly that involved. But they do usually give you general options. You know, they insulted your, Candlekeep. You can be like, you're just not used to it, or you can be like, you're a jerk, or yeah, totally, like, they suck. Yeah, you can just flatter her. Oh, I would not let it concern you, milady. Perhaps they are not used to wealth such as yours. You are quite wealthy, are you not? Bring a lot of expensive jewelry with you? So I'm totally gonna rob her. Perhaps that was it. It may have looked as though we were showing off. I'm going to lock all my jewelry back in the room, dear, so I don't offend them again. Oh, capital idea, Lovey. Lovey. Perhaps I should do the same. Leave the finery under lock and key whilst we brush up on our reading. I can think of no safer a place than here. I doubt very much that a scoundrel would pay the book fee into this place to burgle the inn. Laughable. These old D&D games have incredible dialogue. Their stories are actually really, really good for like Baldur's Gate, but some of the dialogue with NPCs have always come across as super weird to me. People are just like really abrasive for no apparent reason. I'm just gonna like take from people, yeah. So I'm gonna quick save here so we don't have to make a character again or anything. So this is, you know, a CRPG, so you do have to actually think about what you're doing. I am robbing these people, and if they saw that I was robbing them, they would get mad at me. Probably just straight up kill me. I'm not a rogue, so I can't pick any of these locks, but it's early game stuff, so it doesn't really matter. I will do the thing. I will. I know you don't have audio, so you can't hear me, but I'm gonna do the thing. I don't want to talk to these people. They all suck. Alright. Well, let's go take a look around Candlekeep. Who are you?
Hello there.
Hello there. Oh, hello. Hey, have you seen my copy of the History of Haurua anywhere? You know how I can't stand the constant shuffling of arthritic feet up in the library, so I thought I'd get a bit of fresh air just east of here, and... oh, I hate being so absent-minded. Please, if you find it, I really do need it back. Cool. Let's find a book. You just have your stereotypical, like, honestly, any RPG or intro quests. All these people in green are tutors. They are all gonna just lecture you on how 2nd edition works and how to click on things. It is a good thing to talk to them first time you play. Shank. Oh, goody goody. I've gone and found ye first. You are the ward of Gorion, no doubt. There's a few of these guys around the tutorial section. It does not matter what you say to them. They will always do the same thing. I am. What can I do for you? Oh, our encounter shall be quite simple for you. Plainly put, I have made it my mission to end your life. Success will mean a little respect among my peers, so you see, you can do very little except die. Okay. So let's take a look at combat. This uses pause with real time, so it's not turn-based, which is dumb, and it should have been, but it's not. I think they did say there were technical limitations that they had at the time. Don't know what technical limitations would prevent a turn-based combat system, but whatever. I'm an archer, so I've made all my stuff for archery, but like right now, we're not really in a position where we can just run from the guy. We could try and kite him, but I don't think there's much point, so we're just going to try and smack him. I think the quarterstaff is better than the dagger. Yeah. Yeah, I'll explain what the weapon stats mean in a minute, but for now, let's just smack this dude. So once you click on a dude, if you're just gonna attack, you just click on him once and just sit here and wait. Good times. There's a lot more to do later in the game. It becomes a lot more tactical. But right now, I suck at hitting people because I'm an archer. So we're just gonna sit here for a minute and watch as they just fail to hit each other over and over and over again. Cool. Victory! Gameplay! That's just kind of the nature of making a character in this game. If you do start with Baldur's Gate 2, which you definitely can do, they are related and they do have similar characters, but you can absolutely jump into Baldur's Gate 2 and you'll be okay without playing this game. In that game, you do start with a party and it's much better. It's got a much better tutorial and just like introduction to the world and everything. This one you're solo, which like most of the classes suck being solo, so it's always kind of awkward. Oh, Catman, you cut yourself above the brow there. What's wrong, child? Something in your eyes tells me that something is very wrong indeed. Oh, Parda, there was a horrible man in there. He smelled like the stables and he tried to kill me. It was horrible. Hurry then, child. Equip yourself at the inn and go join Gorion on the steps of the library. I had a sense something like this might happen. But you just sat outside this house and just let me walk in and let me die. That's nice. No, thank you. Much appreciated. Let me check. There it is. This is where the book is. This is that history of Halrua that the one girl wanted, which you can actually read the books if you want to check out lore. A lot of this is like 2nd edition D&D lore. There are some books that talk about the actual context around the story of this game, but most of it is just D&D lore. So a lot of it's relevant if you don't know who like the Amar or the Red Wizards of Thay. Like if those names mean nothing to you, reading these books might be a good idea. It's a lot. There's a lot of books and it's a lot of reading, especially in a tutorial that is already just jam-packed with reading. So we're not going to read that right now. I don't remember what that one talked about. I don't think anything in that was all that important.
Hello there.
Hey, my book. Oh, you remind me of Gorion when you grin like that. Raising you has been hard on him, I know, but he says it's a toil of love, a toil of destiny even. You must be a very special child indeed to draw such praise from a man of his silent nature. Here, take this little gem of mine. Maybe Winthrop will give you a little something for it. I don't think Winthrop's gonna give me anything. I insulted his inn. He doesn't like me at all. Yeah, so let's walk around. This place is a giant ring, so we're just gonna walk around. I don't know, do you give me anything? Okay, yeah. Nice day, ain't it? Too bad Nessa here ain't enjoying it, though, her being sick and all. I need to get her one of them potions of antidote off Hull. He stayed up drinking last night and got hauled out of bed to man the gates early this morning, so I bet he's got a few of them lying around somewheres. So, find a potion of the antidote. Oh, is that? Nope, never mind, that's a guard. I'm like, do we have another friend that's gonna stab us? I know there's more of them. I don't remember where they all are. There's a few people in here that are trying to kill you. Oh my gosh, rats! Oh my gosh, we have to run. Just because I want the quest first. I thought I asked you to clean the rats out of this building yesterday already. Hop to it. Get in there. Cool. Oh my gosh, so dangerous. Yeah, I'm just gonna melee attack these rats. Or not melee, I'm gonna range attack. Yeah, let's, oh, what are you doing? Oh, what are you doing? I don't remember my, my shortcuts, like I said. Oh, nope. Pause. Just because I don't want to sit here for hours while he tries to hit these rats with a stick. Oh, what? There we go. Oh, that's a cat. Yeah, that's the cat that's gonna help us out. Thanks, cat. Catman the rat killer. Yeah, no kidding, right? It's RPG, you gotta start with killing rats in a basement. It's like the obligatory RPG intro quest. I'll steal that ring. Oh yes, kill them like the rats that they are. A glorious battle unlike any this world has ever seen. Here's 5 gold pieces. Don't spend it all in one place. Sweet, 5 gold. That gets us like nothing, but whatever. It's fine. We do have to find Hull. Yeah, there's Hull. Hey kid, I woke up late this morning and left my sword in the barracks before going on duty. If you want to get it for me, it's in the chest at the foot of my bed on the right side of the barracks. Quick now, before the gate warden catches me without it. You'll also find an antidote there. I think Dreppen needs one for old Nessa. So we have to go to the barracks.
Our rules are very strict.
Yeah, I know. Soon be gone, will ye? Well, Gorion asked me to teach you a wit about the finer arts of mass combat before you leave. Can I pique your interest with it, Catman? No. Are you sure? Yeah, I'm fine. I know how to fight with a party. He will walk you through, like, he'll give you temporary companions that you'll never see again, and you do some battles that don't get you experience. I'm not gonna waste our time doing that. But it will teach you how to do that. Here's another dude that we can smack with our stick. Again, it doesn't make any difference what we say. I'm his child, yeah, sure. Foster child, but you're not his blood. Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna kill you. Is that cool? I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Let's hope we live. Yay! We're winners! We're so good at this game. You guys, we are so good at this game. We are just the best. I guess that's the only thing. I thought that was the barracks. Bunkhouse. Is this the barracks? Oh. I heard shouting. He's dead! My personality is just all over the place in this tutorial. Oh no, go to speak to Gorion. They're all just telling you, like, speak to Gorion. It's like everyone in Candlekeep knows what's going on and just doesn't bother to tell you. I don't know, they're all jerks. Sweet. Alright, if we talk to any of these people, they're just gonna tell us to leave because we're not supposed to be in the guard's bunkhouse because we're not a guard. Or the barracks, not the bunkhouse. I guess bunkhouse is different. Is that a chest? Did I check this? Yes, I did. Okay. Alright, so we got an antidote potion for the one dude for his cow. I think he's talking about his cow. I guess I don't really know who he's talking about. And then we got the sword for this guy. Which, I don't know, it might have been better to just keep his sword, but whatever. We'll get, yeah, we get experience, I guess. Experience is worthwhile. Like I said, there is a cap on this game. It doesn't have, well, it has random encounters, but like after a certain point, they don't give you experience if you're too high a level for it.
What do you need?
So there is like a hard cap on how much experience you can actually get. Sweet. Okay. I think that's it. I think he just tells you like, oh, you should check in the hay for the book, which I already did. Cool. So the only other thing other than like right now, if you talk to every single NPC, they're going to say variations on like, you need to talk to Gorion. Like, go talk to Gorion. I think he's getting ready to leave, or like bad things are happening. I don't know. Or Candlekeep, you know, likes books. The other thing that they talk about that is actually story important is that there is an iron shortage around Faerun. Faerun being like the standard continent of Forgotten Realms. So any Forgotten Realms thing you ever read is going to be in Faerun. And that's like, you know, any Baldur's Gate game, Icewind Dale, it's going to be, oh, what else? I don't know, any of the Drizzt books, various other things. Faerun's main continent. Anyway, there's an iron shortage going on. And it's weird. People are talking about how, like, silverware and stuff that's made with iron is like rusting, and swords are like going bad, and anything they get from the inns or the mines are bad. It's bad iron, and
A simple task.
yeah, they're just talking about how this is a thing. A lot of them are talking about how like banditry has increased because of this. Like people are trying to steal iron, things like that. So we'll sell those things. We'll sell a couple of these daggers. We don't need a million daggers. I don't think we need a warhammer, but we'll keep it just in case. But I do want... Oh, crap. Where is it? There we go. I want a longsword. Just so we have it, so we have something that's not that stupid quarterstaff that we're not proficient in. Like... That basically that using that is like if you were to just pick up a stick and start smacking somebody with it, it's pretty much that effective. So we want a weapon that we are actually trained in. We could buy a shield. Do we want to buy a shield? What does this do? No protection. I mean, is there a benefit in getting the strength? I don't think there's a benefit in getting the lower shields because we have enough strength for the bigger ones. Let's just buy a shield, whatever. I doubt we'll hardly ever use it. I did not mean to click that buckler. Whatever. All right. So we'll do that. The heck? Oh, okay. I'm not sure why it was saying... Normally it highlights where you can put it. It's kind of weird. Whatever. Anyway, but our main one we want to use is our longbow. I think that's it. I think that's all that's useful. Oh, that guy has an identify scroll. Where the heck is that identify scroll? Oh, I think somebody is done reading it. I have to talk to somebody who's done reading it. Oh, these guys are just singing. I don't care.
Greetings, young one.
Tethtoril. Yeah, that's who had it. Yeah. Oh, Firebeard has sent you to me, hasn't he? Very well, return this scroll to him, but then you must hurry and speak with Gorion. He is waiting for you on the steps of the Central Library. I assure you, child, it is a matter of greatest urgency.
Hiya, it's me, Emma.
No, run away from Imoen! Get away, Imoen! We'll talk to Imoen in a minute. Despite our wishes. We're gonna take a look at that dude. That dude was something.
Of course. Yeah.
Okay, and he's gonna bless us. It's just stupid. He's like, here, allow me to cast a little spell on you. It will protect you from any evil you may meet tonight. It's not very helpful because you can't fight. Well, you'll see in a second. You'll see why it's really not helpful for him to give you a temporary spell. Oh, he's gone. Okay. It looked like he was up on the ladder. Just like a little... Maybe that's not a ladder. Psh, I think I'm losing my mind. It looked like that dude was just hanging out on the wall.
Hiya, it's me, Emmoen.
Hey, it's me, Imoen. I'm surprised that stuffy old Gorion let you away from your studies and chores. That old fiddle-faddle. I snuck off too. Old Puffguts Winthrop was looking for me, but I've got all day to do his chores. You have time for a story today? No, I can tell you don't. What have you been up to? Leave me be. I'm gonna be nice to her because this is like the only person that we're ever gonna see again, so... I'm afraid I cannot chat today, little one. My foster father wishes me to prepare for a journey, but will not say to where. Little one, I'm not much younger than you, though you sure got tall fast. Relatively, anyway. A journey, eh? I never get to travel. Wish I could go with ya. Yep, I really wish I could. Yes, sir, really do. All right, I get the message. I'll ask if you can go with us. Oh, don't be silly. Gorion would never even let you finish a sentence, especially after what that letter of his said. Did I say that? Nope, of course I didn't. Never saw no letter. Nope. I'll just get back to work now. You better go. Gorion is waiting. Imoen. All right.
Oh, my child, I'm glad I have found you.
This is unnerving, I know, but you must trust me. It is very important that you pack your possessions so that we may leave Candlekeep immediately. Hurry, for there is no time to tarry. The keep is well protected, but not invulnerable. He just, doesn't bother telling you what you're being threatened by. It's actually super weird and super annoying. Please, Father, tell me where we will be going. Alas, I cannot, for I have not truly decided yet. All that is certain is that we will be far safer on the move. Perhaps the woods might offer some secluded security, or perhaps the city of Baldur's Gate would offer cover amidst its teeming throngs of people. I do not know where we shall end up, but I have a few friends here and there. I will think on this. What could possibly harm us here? This place is a fortress and guarded beyond measure. Candlekeep is indeed a formidable obstacle for ne'er-do-wells, but it is not insurmountable. No matter how thick the mesh, at least one mosquito always finds its way through. No, my child, we must leave as soon as possible, for our safety and for that of our friends here. Hey, Dad, 2 people tried to murder me today. Would you like to talk about that? What should I bring with me? If you'd just give me some clue as to what I will need. My dear child, you should know yourself well enough to purchase the gear you need. I don't. I've given you what I can spare, so hurry off to the inn and speak with Winthrop. Use your skills as a reference and buy what basics you must, though spend wisely. His prices are fair, but you may not have enough gold to purchase all that you would want. Okay, I'm ready to go. Let's GTFO!
If we ever become separated, it is imperative that you make your way to the Friendly Arm Inn. There you will meet Khalid and Jahira. They have long been my friends, and you can trust them.
I'm sure that won't be important later. Let me tell you this, just in case.
The night can only get worse, so we must find shelter soon. Don't worry. I'll explain everything as soon as there is time.
Yeah, totally. I bet there'll be time any minute now.
Something wrong. We are in an ambush. Prepare yourselves.
Oops.
Receptive for an old man. You know why I'm here. Hand over your ward and no one will be hurt. If you resist, it shall be a waste of your life.
I don't know who does that voice, but it's awesome. I love it.
You're a fool if you believe I would trust your benevolence. Step aside and you and your lackeys will be unhurt.
I'm sorry that you feel that way, old man.
Ooh. I have no control over this. Bam. No, Gorion!
Dawn is especially cruel this morning. You awake with the realization that you have not been living some horrible dream. Ambushed, you saw Gorion cut down before your eyes, and even his powerful magic could not stop the onslaught. It was his wish that you flee, but that does not remove the feeling of helplessness that now overwhelms you. Hand over your ward, the armored fiend had said. He was after you and you alone, but why? If only Gorion had given some clue. But now you are alone and lost. Candlekeep is near, but you will find no quarter there. The readers pay for their serenity with rather draconian entry rules, and without Gorion's influence, their doors will remain closed. You will not last long on your own with your meager equipment. Perhaps you can get some help from the friends Gorion mentioned, the ones at the Friendly Arm.
Cool. Yeah, if only Gorion had told us what the hell was going on.
Hey, it's me, Emmowen.
Yeah, I'm happy to provide mouth noises. You're welcome. Sorry I followed you, but I never get out of Candlekeep, and those monks are such a bore. Never any decent coin in their pockets, neither. I saw Gorion, and I am so sorry. Kind of figured something bad might happen to you out here. She's so casual about your dad just being murdered by somebody in the friggin' woods. How could you have known? Gorion did not even tell me. I accidentally read a letter on his desk the other day. Can't remember exactly what it said, but he might still have, it might be on his body. Anyway, I'm not gonna let you wander around out here all alone. Never let a friend down, no sir. Stick with you until you say otherwise, I will. Cool. So now we have 2 people. And we are gonna make sure she has stuff. So she's got a bow too. I'm gonna give her a dagger also. So she's a rogue, as you may have guessed from her constant referencing stealing things. Yeah, she's got some healing potions and stuff too. What's this? Oil of speed. Cool. You can run faster. And you get to attack twice. That's really neat. So every round of combat, you get to attack twice. For an hour. Sweet. We'll stick that in there. I'm really bad about using potions, but, you know, they are good. Do that. Actually, I'm going to give this to Catman. Good old Catman. Okay. So yeah, later in Baldur's Gate 2, Imoen is actually a thief and a mage. She's like a multi-class or something. But in this one, she's just a thief. So I think we're good. No, we'll stick with that. All right. So we're gonna get attacked. Actually, oh shoot, let me save. Okay. We're gonna go and try and find Gorian's body, which was up here. This is like, we're out of the tutorial now, we're into the main game, and it hits you really hard, really fast. There's actually gonna be wolves that attack us that will very easily kill you, if you're not prepared for them. So there's a map, so we have the ambush site there, so we can go and check that out. You don't have to go there, nothing makes you go there. Every area in this game is made up of a relatively small map, and then if you go off the map, it will show you a world map, and with a bunch of different locations that you can go to. And you have to actually like explore in the direction of that area in order to find it. I'll show you that in a little bit. But so it's usually worthwhile when you are in a new place to explore it, at least somewhat fully. We're gonna just head up here. Oh, I guess the wolves aren't gonna attack us. I wonder if they moved them a little bit in the enhanced edition. That's how I feel like most people die for the first time in this game. Does it? Okay. It's like a bag or something, but it totally looks like he's been cut in half. Brutal. We are just gonna loot these bodies. Something that's kind of neat about that whole sequence, that actually, it was a cutscene, like we didn't have any control over it, but it is actually like rolled out. It does not go the same way every single time. So he can actually get more or fewer kills on it. He's always going to die. He's never going to be able to beat that guy that attacked, but he can get more kills. And it looks like in that one, he actually killed all but one of the minions. So that's actually really good. We got more gold and stuff. So we're going to take this magic belt and then Gorian's scroll. My friend Gorian, please forgive the abruptness with which I now write, but time is short, and there is much to be done. What we have long feared may soon come to pass, though not in the manner foretold, and certainly not in the proper time frame. As we both know, forecasting these events has proved increasingly difficult, leaving little option other than a leap of faith. We have done what we can for those in thy care, but the time nears when we must step back and let matters take what course they will. We have perhaps been a touch too sheltering to this point. Despite my desire to remain neutral in this matter, I could not, in good conscience, let events proceed without some measure of warning. The other side will move very soon, and I urge thee to leave Candlekeep this very night, if possible. The darkness may seem equally threatening, but a moving target is much harder to hit, regardless of how sparse the cover. A fighting chance is all that can be asked for at this point. Should anything go awry, do not hesitate to seek aid from travelers along the way. I do not need to remind thee that it is a dangerous land even without our current concerns, and a party is stronger than an individual in all respects. Should additional assistance be required, I understand that Jaheira and Khalid are currently at the Friendly Arm Inn. They know little of what has passed, but they are ever thy friends, and will no doubt help however they can. Luck be with us all. I'm getting too old for this. E. You'd prefer stationary targets? Well, we don't want to be those targets. Oh, we need to pick that up. So we have this belt. I think it's unidentified. Yeah. And neither of us are mages, and I don't have that identify scroll. So we'll just use that later. Ha, I see what you did there. Stationary targets. I prefer people targets. Blah. So now I kind of want to find those wolves. Are those wolves just gone? Oh, I'm gonna save it again. Yeah, there they are. Yeah, wrecked. All right, so we're gonna do this fun thing. Yep. Okay. And then whoever the wolf is targeting, just have them run around.
What you want? This way.
Whee. Sweet. We're just gonna cheese them because we have 2 archers. It's not ideal. Like, if you ever played D&D, you know that first level is brutal. And, yeah, like, one bad hit could easily kill us. You can see up here, she's got 8 health, and I've got 13. Yeah, one, like, crit from an enemy will kill us. Hello. Well, a busy day for me indeed. Strange noises throughout the night, and now a plethora of people strolling about the wood. You do look a touch more hospitable than the last 2 I met, though. Well met, stranger. I am called Kolsed. Could you help me? My foster father and I were attacked last eve, and now I'm not sure where to go. I don't know. We'll just ask him about the 2 people he saw. He saw 2 people in the wood. I was told to meet some friends at the Friendly Arm Inn. Perhaps they and the ones you met are one and the same. I doubt these are the ones you seek. They do not seem the friendly type, and are far afield of the inn. If you wish to meet them, I left them not a moment ago, just up the road. You'll have to pass them anyway if you wish to go to the Friendly Arm. There's a crossroads a ways to the east, and the inn is north of that. Thank you. Here's our buddies.
Montaron, you are so aggravating. She's disturbing to my demeanor.
That voice is something. A child wandering the wilderness. Surely you must be none too bright to be traveling these roads, says the guy going like... Sure. And Montaron. And ye look a bit scuffed, too. A fine pair of troubles all your own. Indeed, I can offer you healing potions if you wish, as a token of goodwill. I'd be grateful for any assistance. Nothing to fear from these simple potions, and I'll not even hold you in debt, though your conscience knows otherwise. Just like all good people. Perhaps as payment you would go with us to Nashkel. It is a troubled area, and we mean to investigate some disturbing rumors surrounding the local mines. Some acquaintances are very concerned about the iron shortage, specifically where to lay blame in the matter. You would be useful, though I'll not hold you to it. We are to meet the mayor of the town, a man named Baron Gaskill, I believe. Your conscience be your guide. I would join you, but I must meet someone first. Perhaps you'll go with me? We've precious little time, but it's best to travel accompanied. Alright. Thanks, man. See you later, Adrian. I will go with ye. Ye owe us for our time, though. So these 2 join our party. They are... Oh. That was fantastic. I didn't even see that there was a guy there and we just shot him.
He spoke at me?
Yeah, these guys are obviously not great guys. And you can actually, it's not even like a spoiler, you can literally see neutral evil. And this one is chaotic evil. Yeah, so I just straight up tell you. But they are party members. They don't necessarily hurt you. They're not like out to get you. But it's worth knowing this game that similar to some other BioWare games, if you do not act along with your party members' like desires and wishes, they can and will betray you. So like these guys in particular, if you try and play a good character, it's worth keeping them with you, but dump them as soon as possible because they will at some point try and actually kill you. They'll just attack you out of nowhere. Oh my gosh, okay, I really need to move them. I thought I'd kill that wolf before they got up to him. These guys are not... Yeah, I need to equip them. One of them's a mage, I think one of them's a... Alright, see you later, Nate. Yeah, fighter thief. So he's at least a little more equipped to actually fight something. He does have some studded leather armor. But he's still not that good. He's got 9 health. I'm a ranger and I have more health than him, so I'm not sure what he's been doing. And this mage is just gonna friggin' die instantly. So why don't we give him the Wand of Magic Missile. And... yeah, we can give him those, like, Chill Touch and Larlock's Minor Drain. I don't know, him, we just kind of have to... we just kind of have to watch him and just make sure he's not like gonna run in and kill himself. And you can adjust their formations and stuff, which is kind of neat. Let's go. We don't really have a good formation yet. Yeah, that's how we want it. We want Imoen just leading the charge. Good plan. I mean, I think we want me leading right now because I'm the one with the most health, which is ridiculous, but whatever. We'll get some better people soon. Yeah, so like your first time playing this game, I might recommend playing like Paladin or something, just because this intro part is a little bit harder if you play like an archer. I do think ranged in general is better, so maybe even something like a fighter, and then you can just switch over. But it's worth knowing this introduction. It doesn't seem like it's been that hard because I kind of have a good idea of what we're walking into. But it can actually really catch you by surprise. Especially if you do something like forget to equip people. Oh, there's a bear. So we're just walking around. I don't know. Like I said, it's good to explore these areas. I don't know if there's anything really to find in this first section. And we might just head out. But I don't know. It's good to fight some of the guys and get some experience. Just because leveling is very, very slow in this game. Like I said, the most you can ever get throughout this entire game and the expansion is I think like level 7 for most classes. It's even less if you're in a multi-class or something. So the total experience is something like 161,000 or something. Yeah, and it's like half that if you don't use the expansion, but the enhanced edition comes with the expansion built into it. So you don't have to worry about that unless you're playing the original game. West to Candlekeep. Yeah, so I don't think there's anything really to find in this first area. There's just some enemies that you'll want to watch out for. You can easily get your people killed. Yeah. Especially like your mage. If you send your mage into melee and don't realize what he's doing, you can easily get him killed in the first screen of the game. and he'll just be dead, and there's not really a good way to resurrect him at this level. So rip your companion. So something I thought was kind of interesting just about this game in general, and like D&D games, is these days a lot of people think about, when they think about D&D games, they think about, like, you know, even if you're not familiar with them at all, when you think about a Dungeons and Dragons video game, a lot of times this is what people picture, even if they don't play the genre. You know, they picture this isometric RPG, you know, walking around an area, you got your party of however many people, you know, even games like Pillars of Eternity, like Wasteland 2 and 3, like Fallout, you know, anything like that, Pathfinder, Kingmaker. People think of games like that, but this was the first game in the Dungeons and Dragons license, first video game to really look like this. Most of them before that actually worked very, very differently, and there were a ton of Dungeons and Dragons video games that came out before this. I actually counted before this stream started. There were 44 different Dungeons and Dragons video games that came out before Baldur's Gate. And this is the one most people think of, like modern day, as like one of the early D&D games. But no, there were 44 different games. And a lot of people remember like the... yeah, so this is the world map. We're just going to head over here because these are destination unreachable. We haven't gotten there yet, but we know that they exist. So that's why it shows them.
Oh, there, Wanderer.
Oh, I'll shut up for a second.
To indulge an old man.
Oh there, wanderer, stay thy course a moment to indulge an old man. It's been nigh unto a 10-day since I have seen a soul walking this road, and I've been without decent conversation since. Traveling nowadays appears to be the domain of either the desperate or the deranged. If thou wouldst pardon my intrusion, may I inquire which pertains to thee? I like this option, not to imply anything, but how do you measure up to your own standards? Pestering strangers about their mental state doesn't seem all that well adjusted to me. But we'll be nice to him, this guy's not a threat. Fair bit desperate, actually. Might you know the way to the Friendly Arm Inn? I was told I might find some friends there. Oh, that I would. The inn is but a short distance to the north, and its doors are open to all. I have no doubt that thy friends shall be there waiting with open arms. My sympathies for any hardships the road may have inflicted upon thee, though I am certain everything shall turn out for the best. My, but I have wasted too much of thy time and said too much already. I shall take my leave and wish thee all the best. So that's actually... That guy is Elminster, who is a popular D&D character. So he doesn't... I don't think he shows up again in this game. So it seems really odd if you don't know about D&D lore, but he's like a really, really powerful wizard. And I think it's actually, unless I'm mistaken, because it has been a while, I think it's implied that he's the one who sent that letter to Gorion. So he should actually know who you are, but... Anyway, so I was saying, like, there was a series of D&D games called the Gold Box games that came out before Baldur's Gate. That was made by a company called SSI, and they made tons and tons and tons of these Gold Box games. And they were RPGs also, but they worked very differently. They actually were probably more familiar to people who played, like, the original Final Fantasy games and Dragon Quest. You go into, like, a battle screen and everything. If you don't mind, please try to keep your voices down. There be beasties about with better hearing than we. You seem quite at home out here. What's the most dangerous thing you've seen? The most dangerous thing I intentionally went after? Stalked an ogre mage for a few days once. Had a party of me own back then. Killed the ogre, lost the party. Not really worth the trade if you ask me. I've seen more dangerous beasties, but usually over my shoulder as I'm making tracks as fast as I can. No shame in running when your life is on the line. Off with you now. I've meat to catch. Yeah. So they're very different. And then there were other like arcade style games. There were various other types of games. Some people are familiar with like the Shadows of Mystara and Tower of Doom arcade games that released on, I think they released on Steam and like Xbox Live Arcade a while back. But yeah, like this kind of game didn't really exist before that. Not like that. In fact, this genre existed. It was like Fallout, but the real time with pause, I think this was the first game to use that. And most of the D&D games before, like the RPGs, were tile based, so you'd actually have to like move spaces on like a board, and this is obviously it doesn't work that way. Yeah, so it's interesting that the thing that I think most people think of when they think of D&D games actually didn't exist until this game in 1998. And there'd been, over 40 games before that. The members of this caravan met a violent death. While there is no evidence to suggest it, you would surmise that bandits must be responsible. So we know bandits are in the area. I think we can take them. I don't know. We might, Monteron might be in trouble. We'll see. Yeah, so we're gonna have him sit back here. Sweet. Okay. Get a little gemstone, get a short sword. Should be more than that. Is it really just that one guy? It's not really bandits, it's just this one thing. All right. Well, I'm kind of wandering around, but like let's actually go to the Friendly Arm Inn. It's where we want to be. Yeah, most of this is just kind of showing us that hey, the world's not really in a super great place right now. There's bandits everywhere and people are dying. That's not nice. And the iron shortage is just causing problems. Where's that road? Oh, the road. Oh, we already like long since passed it. Wait, what's that? Raided caravan. Huh. I guess that wasn't the bandits they were referring to. I think I'd like more party members before I deal with that. And maybe better party members. So right now we've got basically three archers. Just because he's a fighter thief. I think that's why his HP is so low. I don't know why his HP is so low for being a fighter. It's weird. Let me see if I can give him a bow. Can I split this now? I don't think I can split this now. Darn it. Okay. Well, we'll find some arrows to give him. That was dumb of me. I should have waited. He is mage. Why don't we take a look at magic now? Okay. Nope, that's not what we need. We want this one. There we go. So this is how magic works. So these are the different levels of spells. If you've played 5e, 5th edition, this is gonna look familiar to you. Basically, you start off only knowing level 1 spells, and then there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The increase in strength. In this game, because there's a serious EXP cap, you're never going to use, I think, more than like 3rd level spells, maybe 4th. You're never going to use 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 until Baldur's Gate 2. But anyway, down here at the bottom, you see that there's like these boxes. Oh, well, that was smart. Just removed that. Yeah, well, there you go. That's how it works. So up here, these are all the spells that you know, that you have access to overall. You can't actually use them, though. What you have to do is you have to add them to these boxes. And then you have that spell memorized, and you have like one use of that spell. So it's a weird system. I don't know of any other like non D&D system that uses this. So it's kind of weird to get used to. And it means your spellcasters are very good for a very short period of time. And you'll notice that when I clicked memorize again, after I removed it, it's gray. That's because to memorize something, you actually have to rest. So you have to like take a nap basically. And you can camp in this game anywhere. But if you do it outside, not in an inn, you have a chance of sparking a random encounter and somebody will attack you. Yeah, so it's kind of... It's kind of annoying. Magic in these games were not... it wasn't ideal quite yet. I'm gonna cast that. Yeah, cool, he died. And I've heard it referred to as like the 5 minute work week, or 5 minute work day with mages, because they blow all their spells, especially early on, and then they're just done for the day and they can't really do anything else because they're not good at anything else. Yeah, so you just kind of have to be careful. The wands help a lot. The fact that they give you a wand of magic missile really early in the game is really nice for that, because you can have them use that wand, which I don't think the wand replenishes, but at least it gives you some more casts. You saw that right now he just has 2 level 1 spells, so he can cast 2 spells and then that's it. That's all he can do. He can try an attack, but he's gonna die in 2 seconds if you send him up in melee. The friendly arm in.
A simple task.
Cool. So we'll go up here.
I should have joined the army.
Welcome to the friendly arm. I trust you know the rules of conduct within. There are rules? What kind of rules? Perhaps rules is a touch too formal. It is unwritten but accepted that while herein you will act with the utmost of civility to all other guests. This is neutral ground, and all grievances are left at the gates. If the grievances come in, then you will go out. Enjoy your stay. So, cool. So yeah, here's the friendly arm in, and despite what they say, there's a guy that's gonna try and kill us, like, right away. And he's actually really difficult, so I think I'm going to heal up Montaron. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Drink potion. Alright. Alright, so... You are just the worst, man. So they have different sections for priest scrolls and mage spells. They function pretty much the same. So I don't know why they bother having 2 separate ones. I guess because you can multi-class as like a mage and a cleric, which would be a weird choice, but you could do that, and then you could have both. Yeah, I can't change his spells right now. He does have the scrolls, so I'll just have to use those. I don't want to use Chill Touch, because then I have to get right next to him. Yeah, that's it. One thing that's kind of cool in this game, it does have... customize. Yeah, there we go, scripts. You can actually give them AI scripts. And it's pretty complex, but it's manageable. You can give them, presets, which is nice, and then it just checks, what you want them to do. Default. You can never just trust them to always win fights. It's not gonna happen. This is not like Final Fantasy 12 or something where you can program out like a perfect strategy, but it will at least let you not have to pause quite so often. So you can use that if you're ever interested in it. I'm trying to remember if I'm able to use like command groups.
Yep.
No. It does let you pick between your people with the number keys, but I can't use command groups, which is frustrating. Alright. I don't think it's that guy. No, that guy's a guard. It's this guy up here. Hello. Let's walk down here where there's guards. Yeah. No, that seems safer. Hi, friend. I've not seen you here before today. What brings you to the Friendly Arm? Oh, nothing much, really. Just road-worn travelers looking for a place to rest. Oh, I see. Pardon my being too forward, but you've the bearing of someone I've been looking for. About your height they were. Same style of dress, or thereabouts. I dare say you seem to be the spitting image of them. I'm not sure how they can tell who I am. I'm just a giant pink elf. Oh, I don't feel like I should stand out. I dare say you seem to be the spitting image of them. Might you have traveled from Candlekeep by any chance? Actually, yes, I was there until quite recently. Oh, well, that about clinches it then. By any wild stretch of the imagination, would your name happen to be Catman? Why, yes, good sir, that is my name. It would seem that I am the one you've been looking for. Yes, it would. In that case, don't move. I have something for you. And he tries to kill us. Oh, thanks. Let's get him the f out of there. Is that? The mages definitely require more like kind of micromanagement than any other class. Cool, we killed him. That fight actually can be really hard if you're not prepared for it, and you don't have like good equipment and stuff for it, because he can kill you really quickly. Be it known to all those of evil intent that a bounty has been placed upon the head of Catman, the foster child of Gorion. Last seen in the area of Candlekeep, this person is to be killed in quick order. Those returning with proof of the deed shall receive no less than 200 coins of gold. Ooh. As always, any that reveal these plans to the forces of law shall join the target in their fate. That's like not very much. 200 gold? That's like... I don't know. I mean, we bought like leather armor for like 25 gold. Like 200 gold for murdering someone doesn't... I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's worth it. Especially someone who's already killed several assassins. Like, I don't know. Whatever. Let's have somebody else hold this stuff. So you have to deal with multiple inventory issues. You have only these slots, and you also have weight. So it's worth knowing that you have to manage that whenever you're dealing with inventory in this game, and it's annoying. All right, we've got a bunch of scrolls, we've got a quarterstaff, and we got some monies. At least we're getting a butt ton of money doing this. Yeah, see, that dude was walking around with 50 gold. That was 50 gold. That's a fourth of the entire reward, and he's just walking around with it in pocket change. Super weird. We'll give the scrolls to the mage, because he's the only one that can use them anyway. So, armor is good. I think that's like mage armor. Yeah, on the caster. So by means of this spell, the wizard creates a magical field of force that serves as if it were scale mail armor. So yeah, it's cumulative with dexterity. Cool. So this is mage armor. If you're familiar with 5e, it makes your default armor, your base armor, lower, which is better. What else we got? Burning Hands. How far is it? 5 feet, so you have to be right next to him. So you like touch him, it lights him on fire. Sweet. Target suffers 1d3 points of damage. Sweet. So anytime, if you're not familiar with the dice numbers in this, you'll see every bit of damage. Like I'm looking at this weapon, damage 1d4. And like my bow is 1d. Nope, damage is based on arrows, I guess. 1d6. It's written in dice. It's written the way that D&D writes dice damage, or dice numbers in general. So the way to read this is the second part, this d6 or d4, that is the type of dice that you're rolling. And actually, I just happen to have right next to me some D&D dice. So like your d6 would be your standard like Monopoly dice. It's just a 6-sided dice. 1 through 6. You've got like oh my gosh, I'm dropping dice everywhere. You got like a D4, which is like a little pyramid thing. And you roll it, and whichever number is like pointed up, that's what you get. So the numbers are written like that, and the first number, sorry, I'm grabbing the dice that fell. The first number that's listed is the number of dice that you roll. So 1d6 means you roll 1 6-sided dice. 1d4 is 1 4-sided dice. So basically this would be the equivalent of saying, your damage is between 1 and 6, because that's the possibilities. If it were like 2d6, it would be between 2 and 12, because you can't roll lower than a 1 on a 6-sided dice. So the minimum you could possibly get is 2, and then the most you could ever get are 2 6s, which is 12. And it's worth noting that it's not a perfect range, between 2 and 12 if you're rolling multiple dice, because there are higher chances, there's higher probabilities of getting like 7 and, whatever numbers than like getting 12 or 2. And if you're a mathematician, you can figure out all those probabilities. I'm not going to go into that, but just know that is generally speaking how this works. That is how damage works in D&D. It will often look like, if you're ever reading anything about D&D or anything like currently, when you play Baldur's Gate 3, I'm sure you're going to see it this way. But you're going to see stuff where it's like 2d6 plus 3. And that means you are going to roll 2 6-sided dice, and then whatever number you get from that, you're going to add those, together to get like, 10 or something. And then you will add 3. That's where that plus 3 comes in. So you'd get 13 if you were to roll, 10. So it's a little confusing, but just know that's how it works. You can always convert it into just like 1 to 6. Most weapons, especially in the first game, are just going to be 1d something, 1d10 or 1d6, whatever. So it's just a simple range of 1 to 10 or 1 to 6. Yeah. So anyway, I thought I had selected him. I was looking at scrolls. I'm like, what am I doing? What was I doing? I don't know. I'm just talking to myself. So 1d3, because there's no such thing as a 3-sided dice. What you do is you'd roll a d6 and then take half of whatever that is. So if you got a 6, you'd actually get 3. If you got a 1, you would still be 1. That's how it works. Okay. So first 1d3 of damage, plus 2 points for each level of the caster. So if I'm a first level mage, it'd be 1d3 plus 2. If I was like a third level mage, it'd be 1d3 plus 6. To a maximum of 1d3 plus 20 points of fire damage. Creature that successfully saves versus spell receives half damage. So anytime it's a saving throw 1/2, I don't know what that means. That's a 2nd edition thing, and I don't actually play 2nd edition, so I'm not totally sure how the saving throws work. But basically, when you cast certain spells in particular, the person has the possibility of making a saving throw. It's essentially saying, like, did they dodge? That's essentially what it is. Or did they resist it in some way? And if they so this is saying if they succeed at that, they receive half damage still. So even, worst case scenario with this spell, they are taking half of whatever damage you got. And a lot of spells, if they make their saving throw, they just take no damage. So that's something that's relevant. You are guaranteed damage with this spell. And this last one, Magic Missile. Yeah. So Magic Missile is nice because it has no saving throw, which is, again, it means that the enemy cannot dodge this. There's no way to dodge this spell. If you use it, it will do damage. Hitting, as you guys saw if you watched that first fight with me against that one guy, Hitting in D&D is actually much less common than it is in most video games. Most video games, when you are attacking someone, you expect to hit them, 90 to 95% of the time, even if the game has misses in it. D&D, it's actually much, much lower. Where, you could theoretically, if you're not trained in anything, you're just like walking up with a stick, you might have like a 50-50 shot of actually hitting them and doing any damage at all. So having those bonuses are actually, it's nice. Having guaranteed damage is really nice. Yeah. Oh, one thing that's also worth kind of noting, this guy's a mage, so he has his spell book, and we've looked at his spell book. The way he learns spells is by taking these scrolls, and he can write magic. It's an attempt. It's not a guaranteed success. And either way, you lose the scroll. But if you succeed, then it's in his spell book forever, meaning you can memorize it later. So Magic Missile is actually something super good. I am going to want to write that. Yeah, so it was successful. So that's good. I'm gonna try with all these, because adding to your spellbook is generally a good idea. Sweet. And I really want armor. Oh, armor was honestly the one I wanted more than anything else to succeed. And I think I already have Chill Touch. Yeah, so I don't need to write that. Cool. And I can't write from a wand, so. So I'll keep this. It still gives you that extra use. You don't have to memorize it. So it's still good to have scrolls, even if you already know the spell. But it's nice to have it permanently. Especially that mage armor would have been really nice. Used to be a bandit, I was. More money than there than in all the mines of Nashkel, that's for sure. Probably less danger, too, from the sounds of it. Oh, you were a bandit, were you? That I was, and I ain't afraid to say it, neither. But those bandits out there now, they're different, I tell ya. They've got a mean streak in them, and their mind's set on taking over the whole area. Most of my old pals have gone missing, and I don't like it one bit. That's why I'm holed up here. I've been good to Bentley and Gilana in the past, so now it's their turn to look after me. Bentley and Gilana, I think, are the owners of the Friendly Arm Inn. I like this dead body, it's just hanging out here. It's just chilling. I don't think it ever moves. I think it'll stay for the rest of the game. Every time you come back here, that dead body is just hanging out right in front of the entryway to the inn. They're like, don't screw with us. It's like posting someone's head on a spike in front of the inn.
Of course, pal.
I think it's those Zentarim who've been causing all the problems around these parts. Don't have any real reason to invade, so it doesn't make any sense thinking they're behind it. Zents don't need a reason, though, and a lot of clues point to them, too. Zentarim are the Thieves Guild, basically.
Of course, yeah.
And that's like a D&D lore thing, they're common across all editions. Weird, I thought... okay. Oh, here it is. I'm pretty sure there's a side quest over here. There we go. Joya. Hey there, you're new here, aren't you? Could I trouble you a moment? Tell me what you need, but make it quick. Yeah, I think you'll do fine. I need someone to go club some heads for me. I was ambushed by a band of hobgoblins within sight of this inn's walls. Robbed me blind, they did, and I want to return the favor. I don't care about most of my things, but I want to get my ring back. My father gave it to me, you understand? I will do as you ask. I thank you. The creatures were just north of the inn. I swear I could almost see them from the upper rooms. Bring my ring back here when you get it. You'll know it when you see it. It's a flame dance ring. Very striking. Cool.
Of course, yeah.
So let's head into the inn. We can get our other... I think we get our other party members. I think they join us right away. I'm so glad we got to hear that.
Hey, friend. Good to meet a fine sod such as yourself.
I can't stand the way the roads are cut off these days. Me uncle's in Baldur's Gate, and I can't get there to see him. How come the roads are cut off? Where you been these past few months? The roads are crawling with brigands and bandits after every scrap of iron you got on ye. Surely you must have fled some on your trip here. Unless you came by the West Road, that is. Oh, why is the West Road still open? If there's ever a book shortage, that road to Candlekeep will be the most dangerous of them all, I tell you. But these folks are after metals, so they're sticking mainly to the larger trade routes between Baldur's Gate and And guess what? This here inn is smack dab in the middle of it all. Thanks, weird drunk person. Just want to inform us about the world. He just comes up and is like, let me tell you about current happenings. There's our friends. There's Jaheira and Khalid.
How long must we wait here? Things blur to the south as we sit.
Greetings. You look familiar. Though it's not your looks. I am not sure what I expected. But I believe you are Gorian's child. I am Jaheira. This is Khalid. Good to know you. We are old friends of your adopted father. He is not with you. I must assume the worst. He would not permit his only child to wander without his accompaniment. If he passed, we share your loss. Gorian often said that he worried for your safety, even at the expense of his own. He also wished that Khalid and I would become your guardians, if he should ever meet an untimely end. However, you are much older now, and the choice of your companions should be your own. We could travel with you until you get settled, help you find your lot in life. It would be a fitting last service to Gorian, though we should first go to Nashkel. Khalid and I look into local concerns, and there are rumors of strange things happening at the mines. No doubt you have heard of the iron shortage. You would do well to help us. It affects everyone, including you. We are to meet the mayor of the town, Baron Gaskill. Yes, your company would be very welcome. Well, good. We'll leave as soon as you're ready, though it should be soon. Awesome. These two are great. They are... usually when I play this game, these two are companions I keep with me for the entire game. They're really great. They are a fighter druid. So she's great. She has like a magical quarterstaff that she can use. It's a spell called Shillelagh. And it lets her be really strong, especially early in the game. And she has like healing spells and some other stuff too. It's fantastic. And then he's a fighter. He's not as good. Like some people use him. Well, the thing is, you have to have him if you have Jaheira. They always come in a pack set. I usually give him range stuff, and he's really good at that. So, but you can really have him be whatever you want. Yeah. Anyway. Oh, but they're good characters, so they're not gonna, like, friggin' murder you in your sleep. Sweet.
It's been dreadful slow business lately.
Yeah, totally. Fun fact, whenever you go to an inn in this game, it will ask you if you want a peasant, merchant, noble, or royal room. To my knowledge, there's absolutely no difference in the game. And from a role-playing perspective, you can, if you sleep in a peasant room, I don't know. I guess it makes a difference role-playing, but from an actual gameplay mechanics perspective, the only thing is, like, more expensive rooms. I don't think it does anything different. So, anyway, it says recuperative benefits will likely be minimal. Maybe it takes longer. I don't know. But I don't think it matters. So anyway, just, get the cheapest one. Oh, it shows a different cutscene. I guess that's the difference. You see a slightly different scene depending on what you do. Yeah, so we're all healed. We have our spells. make sure anytime before you sleep that you have your spell options set up. So she's got 2 cure light wounds and an entangle. I probably should have gotten rid of the entangle, because right now it's a lot more helpful to have like bless. Bless is really, really good. Basically it gives everybody bonuses to their attack and damage, which is super nice. But none of that. Armor of Faith is really good too, but that only affects the caster. Oh, she doesn't have Shillelagh memorized. Whoops. I should have done that. That's okay. If you're familiar with 5e, there are no cantrips in this game. Every spell is a spell level, so mages do not have like a default that they can just fall back on. It's really, really annoying. Another just kind of odd fun fact thing about this game, if you want to go this route, experience is split up between your party members. So the more people you have in your party, the less experience you actually get for doing things. And there are people that will go about this game where, you'll play solo or like with one other person, and you will level up much faster. There's still a cap. There's still a cap at how much you can get. So you still cannot go above like level 7 or something. But you do get to that level cap much faster. So some people will do that. I don't recommend doing that unless you are very experienced with the game, because it is very, very difficult in certain situations. Just from a straight up health perspective, like you just don't have that much health, and it's very deadly to go off on your own. There's enemies in this game that can do things like petrify you. So if your one character gets petrified, that's the end for you. That's the game. So I wouldn't recommend it unless you really know the game well, but it is something that you can keep in mind. Oh, and they got stuck on a barrel. That's always a good sign. All right. Well, you know what? It's almost 6 o'clock. I feel like that's a good stopping place for now. So we made it to the Friendly Arm Inn. We found our friends, and everybody, including our evil companions, want to go to Nashkel. So I think after this, we'll kind of explore around. We'll do a few side quests, and then we'll head to Nashkel and do the iron mines and find out kind of what's going on with this iron shortage that everyone's talking about. See if we can do something with that. So yeah, thank you guys so much for joining. I know that there was a lot of kind of just exposition tutorial stuff during this stream, but it's a complicated game, and there's a lot to keep in mind, and there's several concepts we didn't talk about. We didn't talk about Thaco, actually, or speed factor, which I said I was going to on Twitter. Really quick, speed factor does not matter. Doesn't matter at all. It matters a very, very, very small amount. Anytime you look at a weapon, it says speed factor 5. The higher the number, the lower you are on initiative. So it basically means the lowest number, I believe or maybe highest number, I don't remember. Whichever way, if you have a better speed factor, you attack first, which combat in this game is round based, and it's based like everyone gets a turn every round. So if you want to attack first on the first round of combat, it makes a difference. Every other round, it doesn't matter at all. So don't worry about it. If you are playing this game for the first time, don't worry about speed factor. It's not important. Yeah, and Thaco's dumb, and Thaco is really complicated. So we'll probably talk about that another time. But basically, it stands for to hit armor class 0. So that is the number that you would have to roll, or like mine's 14. That is the number that you would have to roll on your D20 in order to hit somebody who has an armor class of 0. So you give pluses and minuses to this. Basically, lower number is better. It's a dumb system, but if you're just starting off playing, just know that lower Thaco is better. and it does make a difference. So even having like -1 THAC0 it's a big deal, because it's based on a D20. So essentially every one that you take off of that, it's like having a 5% better chance of hitting any enemy. So yeah, 0 is not some all-important armor class. It's not any important thing, as 0 AC is fairly average in these games. You can and will get into negative armor classes fairly early on. So it's not a super important metric. It's just a base metric to go by. It's really complicated. 5e removed all of this and just made it like armor class and attack bonus. So I guess THAC0, think of it sort of like, if you're familiar with 5e, think of it like your attack bonus, except lower is better. All right, so I'll go into more detail on that later and some of the other stuff as well. But I think I'll call the stream there. So thank you guys so much for joining us, and we will be back next week, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Monday. And I think if people enjoyed it seems like some folks enjoyed it. We'll look at the VOD, but I think we'll jump back in, yeah, and check out the Iron Mines. So see the ongoing adventures of Catman. So thanks so much, guys, and I will see you later.